my name is Choma and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a channel subscriber, thank you for coming back. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Adelphi University, and this video is specifically towards freshmen going into Adelphi University in spring of 2021. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the school and what kind of tips you could use to prepare for the semester ahead of you. So I hope this video reaches you at a good time and you're able to implement some of the steps. So spring of 2021 is gonna start, like class days is gonna start August 30th, and moving day or moving weekend will be the weekend before that date. During that week, the Center of Student Involvement is gonna organize a lot of activities, maybe evening activities, day activities. They usually have like some barbecues going on. They have like welcome weekend activities going on just here and there. You get to get some free stuff. If you're moving into the dorm, you get to get extra stuff, maybe t-shirts and whatever just during that week. So it will be the first week of school, and for people who are going to be staying on dorms, it will start the weekend before the first day of school. So that is what you can look forward to. There's also matriculation that happens within that weekend before classes begin. Not long after classes start, there's usually Spirit Week. I think 2 to 3 weeks after class starts, and that's usually happens during the spring. I know during my first semester at Adelphi it was really fun, and then the next semester obviously I didn't really participate in it, but it was really fun. They usually have a lot of activities, and we're hoping that we get to experience that with all the restrictions being lifted. There's also a lot of sporting events and club fairs. All the clubs want you to know that they are there. They set up tables, they have things going on, and they just want you to know that they are here, and they want you to sign up for things. So go to as many events as possible. They always have one kind of free item or activity or the other that's going to be fun. There's free food probably everywhere because it's a college, and also sporting events are fun if you're into sports. So you could see a basketball game or lacrosse or baseball. We have a baseball field also. And the first week of school is definitely going to be a lot. It's going to be fun. You're going to be excited to be in college, and just take advantage of that. So I know that a lot of freshmen come into college being undecided, which means they're not really sure what they're gonna do. They do have interest in something, and but they're not really sure. They want to just put their legs and test the waters. Well, for Adelphi, we do have about 6 schools, or you said colleges within the university. So I'm reading this out. We have the Arts and Science, the College of Arts and Sciences, which is where if you're a film major or an acting major, or you're really into like fine arts and stuff, you probably find yourself there. We also have Education and Health Science. I knew someone who was an exercise science major, so I guess this would fall under that college. There's also a lot of like STEP programs for people who want to be English teachers, social studies teachers, just teachers in general, mathematics. So that's the school you would be a part of, or the college within the university that you would be a part of. And the health sciences will not be mistaken for the College of Nursing and Public Health, which I am a part of, and that would be for nursing students and people who are going into health administration or related majors. There's also the School of Psychology, the School of Business, and the School of Social Works. So I guess those are pretty much very explanatory. I don't need to explain what psychology or business or social work is. They do have several graduate programs, doctoral programs, and professional studies programs, which means that, and I know a lot of my sisters from my sorority have graduated with their masters like this semester, and I saw them graduate last fall from their undergrad program. They go immediately into the graduate program and you're done. And sometimes they integrate this program into the undergraduate courses, making it easier for you to transition. And I know you're going into undergrad now, and this might be a little bit far ahead, but you usually have to take exams to get into graduate programs. But if you're an alumni of Adelphi and you're going into their graduate program, that's definitely waived for you, because they do know that you know what you're doing, because you're a product of their academic efforts. Let's talk about things that you might want to know about the school, the environment. And for a lot of people, security is a top issue. So, what's security like on campus? So, for Adelphi University, our public safety officers are well equipped. They do organize programs. They come up during like orientation and speak to students about like safety and what to do, their emergency. They call like blue buttons that are like on strategic positions on campus. Campus is well lit. I did live on campus, and there was never a time where I was fearful on campus. It's a very safe environment. I have not had any bad experience so far on my campus. So I think security, in my opinion, is there. It is safe. So I spoke about being or living in the dorms. If you live in a hall, which means you live there on campus, I know that security will be definitely like, do anybody just walk into the halls? Can anybody just come in and out? How do you report something stolen or whatever? So we do have security cameras on. There's like a hall you go into first before you get into the hall, into the resident hall. So there you like swipe your card. If you're a resident, you go in, or you come down. The person you're coming to visit will swipe you in, and then the resident hall attendant will record that you're there. You do have to check out, and I think the checkout time is about 11 p.m. Oh yes, you're allowed to have visitors. If you do want an overnight visitor, you would have to put in a request. I think a week before, or at least that's what I did when I had an overnight visitor. You put in a request, and then with the date, the name of the person needs to provide identification the day they are coming in to stay, and they would stay for the specific amount of time that they're staying. I think the maximum is 2 consecutive nights. And you would have to have your roommates, if you're having any roommates, sign off on that request, which means they accept that that person is going to be in there. We do have cameras in the lounges and the kitchens and stuff like that, so, or the hallways too. So it's pretty safe, and they can play back a tape if you say you think someone broke into your dorm. I didn't have any security incident, and I did not hear of one while I was living on campus. So I would say it is pretty safe even for resident students. So another thing is transportation. Our campus is pretty small. You can walk everywhere, and I can get from one end of the campus to the other end of the campus in probably 15 to 17 minutes, depending on how fast or slow I am walking. So it's a pretty intimate campus. That being said, we do have the city like right next to us, and students, both those that commute or those that live on campus, might want to go into the city. So how do you leave campus into the city? We have shuttle trains that have schedules to take you to the train station, and then to bring you back from the train station. So you just need to know the shuttle schedule and line it up with your train schedule. So if you want to go into the city, you would take the shuttle to the train station, go down the train, which is about $8 to $12, depending on where you're going to. And then when you get back from the city in your train, there will be a shuttle to pick you up and take you back to campus. So I would say for transportation, it's pretty easy. On the weekends and during the week, they also have shuttles that go into the mall, like Target and Walmart, and there's like a whole mall strip where we have like Best Buy, Target, just a whole shopping mall area. So there are shuttles that go there too if you want something. And there are 2 train stations by the school, one in Mineola, one by Nassau Boulevard. So whatever train station, depending on where you're going, the shuttle will be able to take you there. What about the professors? What are the professors like? So it's so easy to feel like my experience might be your experience, because I said like I had good professors, so you would expect good professors, and then your whole dream might be shattered when you do experience that really one bad professor. So all I can say is that the professors are qualified for their job. They deserve their position, which means they are very well educated in whatever subject or course they are teaching you. Doesn't mean that the person might necessarily be a nice human being. So far, I have had nice professors, but I've also had professors that were not so nice, or not so even well, like good at like teaching, or I couldn't grasp everything they were saying during the course of the class. So there's something called office hours, where you get a professor sets out specific times during the week where they can meet with students and talk with them based on like what is going on in that class for them, if they're having any difficulties or anything at all. So you can go visit your professor during the office hours. Now professors are more understanding to students who actually make the effort to come see them in their office hours. If you're having a hard time keeping up with the assignments, you could go at the office hours and tell them, Professor, I'm really having a hard time, and this is why I'm having a hard time. They will find a way to help you. They will find someone to help you. They could even pair you up with like the Learning Resource Center, which is a resource you have on campus. Whatever recommendation they give you, you go through with it. They're able to know that you're putting in an effort. Not every like human being is like inherently bad, and if you're struggling and the person can see it, it's just common sense to offer that helping hand. But you can't just struggle and keep quiet and nobody knows, and then at the end of the semester you want to talk to the professor and say, I've been having a difficult time. The question will then be, why didn't you seek help? So go to office hours, relate with your professors. Even when you need a recommendation letter, maybe you want to get a job while you're still at school, you want to get an internship for something, you're gonna need recommendations letter from your professors. It's professors who you build some sort of relationship with outside of that classroom, maybe during office hours, or they are the advisor for like a club or society that you're part of. Then you would be able to reach out to that person and they will be able to give a more in-depth recommendation letter about you, or more informed recommendation letter about you. So this will lead me to tips about how to make your first week easier for you. So first of all, I would advise that you know that parking is really hard at Adelphi, especially if you have classes during the day. It is like jam-packed. We do have a large commuter-based students, and then we have faculties also commuting that drive. So come early so that you can get your parking spot. And if you know that you're gonna be there for like the entire day, then underground parking might be a good option, you know, because you're not gonna be in and out. We do have underground parking around campus, and then we have like normal parking spots. And I know that they've been trying to like fix parking or whatever, but like it's still gonna be an issue. So just try to come in early before your class. I would say 30 minutes early on campus. Like your car should be on campus. It's gonna take you a while to find parking, and then you should be in class 15 minutes before your class starts. That way you're settled in and you're not rushing in. It gives your professor, like professors can come in literally 1 minute before the class, but like you are not the one rushing in after them. You should be there before them, and literally that's just what it should be. Yes. So what I did before I started every semester, and I still do this, is I walk around campus. Now I know the campus, so I don't have to do it. But when I switched from Suffolk to my community college to Adelphi University, what I usually did at Suffolk and what I continued to do my first semester or my first year at Adelphi was to walk around campus the day before my classes and find my class. That way I know where I'm going to the next day and I don't get lost. Because you could be on campus 30 minutes before, you can get to park 10 minutes after you get on campus. So now you have 20 minutes, but you have no idea where your class is. Now you're going up and down, you're asking questions, but you miss it and you don't really understand what the person is saying, and then you're running in late to class, but you were here 20 minutes early. So I don't think that that's a good thing. So if you're able to, especially if you're going to be staying in the dorms, just walk around campus, find your class, and just know where it is so that you're able to come into class like a normal human being the next day. And if you don't stay on campus, maybe you commute and that will be your first time on campus, you could come in an hour early. I did not stay on campus at Suffolk, so I know my very first semester I was on campus an hour early. So I was on campus 8 a.m. while my first class was at 9 a.m. and I had to find my class, and then I would go sit down somewhere and wait for the class that was in there to get out, so I would now start my class. I think my class was about 9:15 a.m. Also, the best advice I can give you is to use the library. They do have like study halls, like little cubicles, like fishbowl, like glass cubicles in the middle of the library where you could study as a group. So maybe when you make friends, or if you're having a project in school and your professor puts you guys in group, you could reserve a room for you and your group to go do some work in the library. So there's a learning and writing center where if you have like papers, they could help you like with editing, with like thinking about what's really your idea. You have to come with something obviously, but they'll help you think through your ideas, help you brainstorm, come up with points. Then you're gonna go do your draft, you're gonna come back, then they'll help you look for like credible citations. Not really help you, but they will make sure, or they will confirm that your citations are like credible. They'll make sure that you're citing properly. They'll help you with anything that they can logistically help you with without writing the paper for you. And then for the learning part of it, they do have tutors in certain subjects, especially like statistics or like sciencey kind of subjects. And so they're usually students, but they like got an A in that class, they're proficient in that class, they know what they're doing, and then they will help you. There's usually someone supervising them, and if you feel like you're not getting enough help from there, you could talk to your professor, let them know, look, I tried to like find help here, but I'm still getting more confused than anything else, and your professor will be able to figure out how else to assist you. Take advantage of this resource. It's something that's given to you. You pay for this through your tuition. It's just something else that you're not going to use if like, but it's not going to stop the fact that you are paying for that. So instead of like struggling by yourself, take advantage of that. I cannot emphasize enough the real importance of group work. Just having someone in your class where you can talk about what's going on in class, clarify assignments with, study together with. Group study helped me a lot, and if you can, definitely try out group studying. Do not let conversations or just gossip overtake your group study. There should be rules, there are ways to do it. I could do a video on that if you guys want me to. Actually, I just thought about that, and I should probably look into doing a video about like how to create an effective study group. So this is really all I have for this video. I just want to encourage you guys that you're definitely freshmen, or at least this is who this video is targeted towards. So I would encourage you to explore. There are 100 clubs, there are different classes. If you see anything interesting to you, take that class, learn more, explore, but with restraint is what I would say. I think my mom told me that. So just like try out as much as you can, but with restraint. Do not let like club activities overshadow your class or academic work, and do not let academic work stop you also from having a social life. So good luck in everything, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next video.